Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. Bill Maher called out Jimmy Kimmel for thanking everyone but him after Maher defended him when ABC suspended his show.
You know, and this is, look, Jimmy apparently doesn't like me too much anymore because he thanked everybody but me, and I was adamant about supporting him that week and the next week. Like I said, I can't lie and say I think what he said was accurate, but I was adamant that he shouldn't be thrown off the air. He did a great show. I went on and on. Okay.
Maher learned the hard way. Hollywood loyalty is like Kimmel's masculinity. Performative and mostly gone. Dick Cheney died yesterday at the age of 84 due to complications of pneumonia, cardiac, and vascular disease. Doctors tried to revive him, but even the defibrillator paddles couldn't find out where his heart was supposed to be. Cheney served 2 terms as vice president under President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2009. In his later years, Cheney became a vocal critic of President Trump, and in 2024, he and his daughter, Liz Cheney, publicly endorsed Kamala Harris for president. In his final moments, witnesses say that Cheney whispered weapons of mass destruction one last time and then vanished into thin air. In lieu of flowers, the family asked that you send donations to whatever defense contractor you prefer. Guess what Nancy Pelosi says is the worst thing on earth? I'll give you one guess. While Nancy Pelosi was being interviewed by CNN, she said that President Trump is the worst thing on the face of the earth.
He's just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth, but anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do, yeah, I do.
Vile creature? That's bold talk from someone whose face is pulled so far back that she blinks with her shoulder blades. I just have to comment too, and did you see it was so outlandish that even the CNN host was like, wait, what did you really just say that? Nancy, come on. Turns out, Whoopi doesn't like being corrected on The View. During The View, Whoopi Goldberg said that President Trump used an auto pen to sign a pardon, which he didn't, and then she received a legal note for correction a few minutes later. Let's just say that she wasn't happy.
When they're listening to, what the hell, what?
I love when Sonny passes notes.
We don't know if Trump used an auto pen to part. It was a joke.
Yes.
The hardest thing about this job now is no one understands nuance. When I'm making jokes, you know when I'm making jokes. This is ridiculous.
She claims that no one knows when she's being funny. That's usually how unfunny works. And now onto the comment section. So we're going to be looking at the segment we did about Nancy Pelosi, where she was mocking people who went to church and she went off in her southern accent. Man, Pelosi's been really feisty lately. Is she taking too much progesterone or estrogen or I don't know, whatever they're shooting her up with, but you know what, dial it back a little bit. She seems to be a little too, unless she's doing other things, drug related. But I have no idea. I'm just saying stuff. I will stop. Anyway, so on that particular segment, I had asked, has anyone seen Nancy sober? Because I think every clip I've seen, she seems like she's a little tossed. So I'd asked if anyone had seen her sober before. And we have this from Thomas Wary, 3087. The last time I saw her sober was when I heard a Democrat tell the truth. Then this is from Yuda Inamik. Never seen her in public, but I heard most restaurants turn off all open flames when she walks in. Good. Okay. Then on this segment we did about Jennifer Lawrence, where she was talking about how she's kind of pulling back from politics because celebrities really don't make a difference. And they really should stop saying what they think. Anyway, so we have this comment. We had a number of comments about how asking about Jennifer Lawrence and her family. I think her family is more conservative, and Jennifer Lawrence is clearly a flaming lib. And so we had several questions about that dynamic. And here's a couple of the examples. This is from Captains of the Azul Carib. You like how I just read that as one word? 7491. Didn't Lawrence disown her family? Then this is from Mary Hutchins, 8866. Isn't she the same person who wrote off half her family because they voted for Trump? So I wanted to look into that a little bit to see what has happened with her family. So this is from People in 2022. Jennifer Lawrence says that she worked so hard to forgive her dad for differing political views. Can you believe that? Just the fact that she thinks she has to forgive someone because they think different politically from her. She said here, the information they are getting is different, their life is different, she said, of her Kentucky family members' different points of view. Yes, they live in the real world. Okay, sorry. So here's a few snippets that kind of explain a little bit more about that. The 32-year-old Hunger Games alum got candid to Vogue about tensions among her family that sparked during the 2016 presidential election when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. Lawrence explained she has worked to mend her relationship with her dad and other members of her family in her hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, in the years since the controversial election. I just worked so hard in the last 5 years to forgive my dad and my family and try to understand. I get so mad when I hear her even talk like that. That seems like most libs. Like, I have to forgive them because they're Republican. What? Ooh, call. Okay, back to the quote. It's different. The information they're getting is different. Their life is different, she said. I've tried to get over it, and I really can't. I can't. I'm sorry, I'm just unleashing, but I can't F with people who aren't political anymore. You live in the United States of America. You have to be political. It's too dire. Politics are killing people. And you know exactly what the libs have been, they're programming all their crazy progressives is like, yes, Republicans are killing people somehow. Like that's just, man, the fear-mongering is okay, sorry, I'm getting too, let's joke about this. Sorry, I was getting too irritated with Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, I don't want to disparage my family. Too late. But I know that a lot of people are in a similar position with their families, said Lawrence. How could you raise a daughter from birth and believe that she doesn't deserve equality? How? That makes total sense, what she just said. She must be talking about letting men in the women's locker rooms. I think that's how Jennifer Lawrence is trying to tie that in somehow, because I can't make sense of it otherwise. Lawrence said that she still occasionally brings up political topics with her family. Oh, good. I broached the subject in the sense that I unleash text messages, just boom, 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 boom. They don't respond, and then I'll feel bad and send a picture of the baby. So, it does sound like Jennifer Lawrence doesn't see eye to eye with her family on politics, but it didn't look like she'd cut them off or disown them, or they still do talk. But can you, I imagine that at Thanksgiving, she's the one family member who comes in and everybody just rolls their eyes because like, here goes. She's gonna get all preachy and give us all this weird stuff. And they're nice and kind, like they were in the text messages. They didn't text back. They just let her be crazy for a minute. And then, anyway. So I hope that as Jennifer Lawrence continues to mature, she starts to go back to her conservative roots, because I want to like Hunger Games again, but I don't even know if I can watch them again after this. Anyway, all right, thank you for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.